Lying to yourself about tomorrow ensures your greatest ambitions stay trapped inside you. Watch the next 5 minutes to learn the brutal framework that separates the top 1% from the stagnant 99. Take a cold look at your last 24 hours. You likely spent it hitting the snooze button and consuming garbage, scrolling through other people's lives, while wondering why you aren't where you want to be. You aren't a victim of bad luck or circumstance. You are simply choosing the comfort of your current routine over the friction required to grow. You have become too comfortable being a loser. Most people fail because they wait to feel motivated, but motivation is a volatile chemical state, a drug that wears off the moment things get difficult. To break out of mediocrity, you must abandon the search for motivation and adopt a rigid, mechanical operating system. This system relies on the 3 pillars of unstoppable momentum. These are the non-negotiable rules the elite use to maintain their lead. Pillar 1 is the identity shift. Psychology shows that we do not rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the baseline of our identity. If you identify as a procrastinator, your brain will find ways to keep you stagnant. You must change the internal narrative today. Stop telling yourself you want to be successful. Start telling yourself, I am the type of person who does the hard work, regardless of how I feel. Pillar 2 is the ruthless standard. Your current reality is a direct reflection of the lowest behaviors you are willing to tolerate. If you accept being late, being weak, and being broke, that becomes your permanent state. The top 1% operate on a higher frequency. They set a firm standard and execute against it, even when they are exhausted, depressed, or completely alone. By locking in these 2 pillars, you make inaction a betrayal of your own character. At this level, execution is no longer a choice. It is a requirement of your new identity. Pillar 3 is the 1% compounding rule. Most people try to change their entire life in a weekend and fail. This pillar focuses on micro improvements, reading 10 pages, doing 20 push-ups, or saving $10 every day. On day 1, micro actions feel insignificant. This graph compares the flat path of the 99% to the exponential line of the 1%. At 12 months, the curve skyrockets, creating a massive distance between your results and the rest. Outsiders will look at your progress and call it luck. They cannot see the hundreds of invisible days where the math was working in your favor. Elite status is the predictable outcome of this relentless compounding. It is what happens when you refuse to break the chain of daily micro-victories. Fast forward 365 days. You have followed the pillars every morning without fail. Because you mastered the discipline of small habits, you developed the focus required to master high-value skills. That focus led to financial stability. Because you stopped poisoning your body, you have the energy to enjoy the freedom you've built. The people who once doubted your obsession are now the ones asking you for advice on how to start their own journey. This future is the logical endpoint of the trajectory you are starting today. When you control your habits, you eventually gain the power to control your environment. Snap back to the present second. Your future self is looking back through the mirror right now, begging you to stay focused and ignore the urge to hit the snooze button tomorrow. If you are done making excuses, drop a fire emoji in the comments. If you are committing to the 1% rule, type I am unstoppable to signal your intent. Only subscribe to this channel if you intend to use our videos as weapons for your success. We do not post for your entertainment. We post for your execution. You have a binary choice. You can return to the comfortable fog of scrolling, or you can click the video on your screen to learn the morning routine that fuels a millionaire's empire. Your time starts now. Go build.